This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. I'm Hal Mayer. Billionaire George Soros, through his Open Society Foundations organization, tried to use Pope Francis' visit to the U.S. to cultivate influence within the Catholic Church, say leaked documents from Soros grant makers. The leaked documents said that $650,000 in funds was given to PICO, P-I-C-O Network and Faith in Public Life to respond to the papal visit. The foundations said they placed a bet in early 2015 that the grantees would be able to make the most of his trip. A Jesuit priest, John Bauman, S.J., founded PICO Network in 1972. PICO is a nationwide U.S. network of faith-based organizations and claims 1,000 member institutions. It works to promote progressive social justice tied to Catholic social teaching, which is essentially socialism. In order to seize this moment, we will support PICO's organizing activities to engage the Pope on economic and racial justice issues, said two organizations' board minutes from May and October 2015. By harnessing the papal visit to lift up the Pope's searing critique of what he calls an economy of exclusion and inequality, and his dismissal of trickle-down theories, PICO and FPL will work to build a bridge to a larger conversation about the economic concerns and shift national paradigms and priorities in the run-up to the 2016 presidential campaign, said the May 2015 document. The October 2015 document said the Pope's visit was an opportunity for the two grantees to focus on refugees, migrants, over-incarceration, and immigrant rights, while also bringing new energy to the 2016 presidential conversation. A leaked memo from February 2016 said the funding allowed organizations to maximize the impact of the Pope's visit to emphasize the humanity of prisoners, immigrants, and the poor. In other words, George Soros, one of the wealthiest men on the planet, wants more socialism to reduce inequality, which means to make everyone poorer. He is also cultivating social upheavals to pressure the U.S. government to support more socialism and force more globalization. Deeply influential, the Open Society Foundations are involved in many domestic and overseas activities. Their efforts are often aimed to secure media coverage for the message that fighting inequality is somehow pro-family, which is a Roman Catholic issue tied up with Sunday observance. Soros Open Society Foundations hosted a November 2015 Francis Effect briefing for funders, including the Ford Foundation that featured its two grantees, labor unions, and the National Domestic Workers Alliance to secure buy-in of individual bishops to more publicly voice support of economic and racial justice messages, and attempt to create a critical mass of bishops who are aligned with the Pope. PICO and FPL have been able to use their engagement in the opportunity of the Pope's visit to seed their position in the long-term project of shifting priorities of the U.S. Catholic Church to focus on issues of injustice and oppression, the memo said. According to the February 2016 memo, the Pope invited PICO to help plan the Third World Meeting of Popular Movements. It added that Faith in Public Life and PICO can strengthen the Foundation's program goals if they can shift the U.S. Catholic Church to be more of a voice on behalf of the poor and communities of color, a process now underway. Other Open Society Foundations documents reveal that they back various progressive and liberal organizations, including the petition website Faithful America, in order to mobilize progressive faith voices in the United States, which sometimes oppose the U.S. Catholic bishops. Open Society Foundations contributed $1.5 million to support Planned Parenthood's lobbying response to videos showing the abortion provider selling fetal body parts. It is obvious that George Soros, through many of his foundations and socialist and progressive organizations, is attempting to use the Jesuits and the Catholic Church to promote his agenda. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Revelation 18, verse 23. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.